been like 3 weeks, so we've done longer, definitely.
We've done a month.
Yeah,
I'm a different man now, Sean. I'm different.
I've heard that before.
Right, okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mind of a Madness podcast with myself and Sean. There he is.
Hello, ik heiße Sean.
Guys, Sean. He's beautiful, man. Beautiful.
My man is so lecker.
Yeah.
My husband is very tasty.
Have you been learning another language?
Yes.
Your husband is very tasty.
Meine Frau ist sehr gut, aber mein Mann ist sehr lecker. My wife's okay, but my husband's tasty.
Alright then, fair enough. So,
Yeah.
it's been a little while. Apparently you've been learning a new language?
Yes, I've been trying to learn some German.
Ooh.
I did like German GCSE ages ago,
Yeah.
going on 12 years ago now. So I got like a C in that, but I think it's kind of different when you try and learn yourself and going at your own pace.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm enjoying learning a bit of German. Just through like a little app which I recommend anyone download. Duolingo, not sponsored. Hashtag.
Hashtag not sponsored.
I mean, I wish we were. That'd be cool.
I know.
But yeah, it's completely free. You can learn any language under the sun, and it's like I don't like all the little phone games with like microtransactions and stuff. But if you've got more than one brain cell, I think you'd be all right without spending money on gems or whatever.
Of course, too much for me though.
Yeah, you might have to get your wallet out for that.
Yeah, I'd need the wallet.
Yeah. But because I already know some German, then I'm all right on some of the simple stuff. Don't make too many mistakes. Make a lot of mistakes, and you've got to like wait for the next day. But it's quite good.
That's all right.
I can string a little sentence together.
Fair dues. Fair dues.
But yeah, other than that, it's just been on holidays and yeah, work, family, hanging out with friends. Haven't really, done anything of much note apart from that. But yeah, it's been all right.
Fair dues.
How have you been, good sir? Well, I know we just asked this off street.
I know, yeah. We had a quick catch up. Obviously, we're getting this done before we spend the rest of our day hanging out and chilling out. But yeah, no, it's been pretty good. It's been nice to step away, have a bit of time.
Yeah.
Reset.
Reset.
My brain needed it, definitely. Still some stuff going on, health-wise and whatnot, but definitely much better than I was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Has it really been 3 weeks?
A lot can happen in 3 weeks.
It's crazy. Time just flies, man. I don't even have
Yeah.
time to process anything anymore. It's just, 3 weeks is gone now, tough shit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it's been, I've been good. Watched a lot of stuff, played a lot of games.
I'm glad you have. It will fill our podcast nicely.
Not got much news. But it was nice to be away for a week. I spent some time with Vic and we stayed at her aunt's and stayed there for a week looking after the place, and yeah, it was just nice to have a bit of freedom, I think, as well. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for where I live and the fact that I have a roof over my head, but sometimes living with the parents can be quite stressful.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's nice to have some distance, some space with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. I was just in North Wales, so it's in like a caravan, so it was all right.
Yeah.
We had lots of nature, lots of walking. Doggies were there, and
That's good.
lack of internet. But after a week, I'm like, this is really nice having a reset, but I think I just want to go home now. Back to reality.
Back to reality. How long were you away for then? Or was it?
I was only away for 6 days,
Okay.
and then I came back a bit early. And then had another few days on my own here, which is quite nice.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
When you've had enough time, you can come back.
yeah, I don't get me wrong. I really enjoy being out in nature and all that stuff. But in the evening, when you're in the middle of nowhere, it gets a little bit boring
Yeah.
when there's nothing to do.
It's like I'd rather be at home now.
Yeah, I mean, I've explored all these mountains. I don't want to do it in the dark.
Yeah, probably not the safest.
But yeah,
Oh, that's awesome, man.
it's a good little reset then.
Yeah, And I think that will be the theme of today's podcast. Reset.
Financial reset.
Time away. Financial reset. I've never had any finances to fucking reset. But, no. Yeah, you're right. I think a bit of time away is always good.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you get into a role of just like constantly slogging away.
Yeah.
You need a bit of a change of scenery, and it just like kind of, it's like a big sigh.
Yeah.
Sigh of relief.
I think we've talked about this briefly before, but it's as well like I don't know if you get the same thing because obviously you're self-employed, you work for yourself and whatever. Sometimes I fall into the trap of not dealing with mental health stuff. Instead, I just throw myself into work and just distract myself constantly instead of dealing with what's there. So
it's all about trying to find the right balance, which is
what
I always say. But it
is
true, and you know, you just no one gets it perfectly right. But
no, some people find it easier. And then some people are fucking idiots and just can't find that balance.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's been good.
You just always have to work at it.
Yeah, it's always something to work on. Puppy.
Puppies are in here, and they're like sitting by the door as if they want to go out, but I don't want to close it. I don't want to be ostracized.
No, that's fair.
But yeah.
All right. Well, shall we get into the first topic, good sir? The news.
Yeah.
The news.
Yeah.
Fucking best thing to start on.
So I guess we'll just like preliminary say we won't focus on it too much, but obviously war in Ukraine is still going on.
Yes.
It's still like the biggest, topic that we could possibly cover out there, and we're still, hearts go out to all the people affected in Ukraine, but
absolutely,
it's just a slog that keeps on going on, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, wasn't there like I can't remember. I think it was Biden that said it, wasn't it? He was like, prepare for this war to go on for years.
Yeah, he's probably not wrong.
Which is scary, really, when you think about it, isn't it? Because I remember when the Ukraine stuff started, we were like, oh, for God's sake, like really, why? Like, and we all thought, oh well, one war's just ended, this one can't go on for long. Here we are.
Yeah, it felt like, everything that was day by day was happening very imminently, and there was danger, a sense of danger and threat, but now we're all very comfortable with it. Which
is quite scary, yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, Ukraine war, another day, another dollar.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it'd be one thing talking about it, but another thing actually being there, but,
Yeah, no, I can't imagine how fucking terrifying that situation must be.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's still going on. We're still all kind of helping Ukraine. Lots of money being sent over there, and lots of weapons, lots of missiles and planes.
Yeah. Oh. For some reason, your mic just cut out. I heard like a car going on, and then the mic just went, nah.
Yeah. For some reason, it's perfect time, even though it's raining, to cut the grass.
Perfect timing. Who doesn't cut their rain in the grass? What?
Even though I just did it like 3 days ago. Oh well. Parents.
Parents. Yeah. No. But yeah. No. Sticking to the Ukraine thing, I think it is pretty atrocious. And the thing is, you'd think with how severe this one has been as well, like with Ukraine and Russia, like how severe it's been getting, and the sheer amount of deaths and bombing and destruction going on. I think that's why it doesn't feel like it was going to go on for a long time. But then again, this is I'm not trying to, but this is the first war, I guess, being an adult that I can experience and sort of see, not as a kid, like when we were younger, like when we were kids, that's when the Iraq war and things like that were going on. So
with
it wasn't
also
real.
Media focus on it and stuff, like you're actually seeing it on your TV screens, the horrors. So it's much more real.
Yeah, being adults, I think, changes your perspective on it as well. When you're a kid, it's like, oh, I'm going to go and play Call of Duty.
Yeah, definitely. It felt like there wasn't really as much attention in Iraq and stuff. It may have something to do with, Ukraine, white people, all that race thing.
Yeah.
But that's a completely different...
Sounds like a topic for another day.
Yeah. I'm sure we've touched on it before, but that one goes a bit too deep.
That one goes pretty deep.
But I mean, TLDR, yeah, more focus on this one because we can relate more.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Also, I still think one of the funniest things that I've seen during this entire thing was Bush basically just calling himself out.
Oh yeah, the war in Iraq. Ukraine.
And Iraq though, that was pretty bad. Yeah, no, I'm not
Yeah,
it's like,
that was the best.
You fucking numpty.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone knew it anyway, but he just confirmed it, you know. Yeah, I'm an asshole. I invaded another country.
What a fucking mistake to make. Live to the world.
Ironically about himself.
I know. And he's the one who's like, everybody's thinking it in the mind, but then he actually says it.
Yeah, it's...
Jesus.
There's no way he's getting away from that forever. But yeah. No, I mean, it's just, obviously, it's absolutely abhorrent what's still going on in Ukraine, and I guess all we can do is do what we can, raise money wherever you can, and help however you can.
Yeah.
It's sad, but that's the harsh reality. There's not much else we can really do, you know.
No, a lot of companies have like had their kind of goodwill periods of sending all the charitable donations, but I mean, it can't last forever, can it?
No.
Yeah. Onward it goes.
Onward it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So onward we will go as well, shall we?
Yes. On to the next thing, which
Segways are not great, but you know,
segues.
I'm trying it.
We're trying, man.
Trying it.
We'll start with this one. We'll leave the big thing for last, I guess. But Boris Johnson,
Oh,
obviously.
will we?
Yeah. Oh, that's for later.
I'll take you down the old town. Get on there.
Take it down the old town. I'll show you how it goes. I've been watching Back to the Benidorm as well. That's been great. But yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, Boris Johnson, obviously the Conservative Party lost in their midterms. They were defeated. So was Boris himself. But he actually came forward with a statement saying that there will be, quote, no psychological transformation, and that he's not going to change who he is just because of this. I'm not surprised.
We're not surprised.
No, he
was. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
He was kind of voted in because of his personality and stuff. People wanted to change, but deep down he's no different.
Yeah.
Cameron or whatever, you know, all the Conservatives. He's just, you know, got the bravado in front of him.
I think the only way he's different is he appears more dumb than he actually... Well, he is just the stupidest fucker out there. But he's not scared to kind of show how stupid he is.
He embraces the fact he's a buffoon.
Yeah, but in a way, embracing it has made him untouchable. He's broken his own laws. He still has his job. He has lied to the government. He still has his job. Like, he is just untouchable. He's not... until he gets, like... Until 2024, I believe, is the next, like, big Prime Minister vote. I don't see him going anywhere. We're stuck with him for 2 years, at least.
Yeah, I mean, the polls are kind of... He's getting less support now, which is... he says is a bit worrying, but he's not that bothered, really, because by 2024, I'm sure he'll have had enough anyway. Yeah. Ready for his next crony to step in.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, he won't even have a job by that point anyway. When he leaves office as Prime Minister, we're not going to see him anywhere.
Oh, no. He'll get, you know, a lovely retirement. I wonder what the pension is for a Prime Minister.
Fucking ridiculous. And constant protection. Like, and he's definitely going to need constant protection, because someone's going to try and hit him, or punch him, or slap him, or something for being such an idiot. But
yeah.
Violence is not okay. But, yeah, I mean, it's... I don't know. I'm not surprised. I think that's the problem. When you see headlines like Boris Johnson says outlandish thing, it's just not a shock anymore. Yeah, like we voted him in. Well, I personally didn't, but he was voted in fair and square through a democracy. So
yeah, it's like that one kid in school who just like misbehaves all the time, but
never gets called out now.
They always get treated with like kid gloves because they're so bad that if they do something not as bad, it's kind of better than.
Yeah, everyone had that fucking kid in their class.
Yeah, where they just get treated like so special because they haven't wrecked the entire classroom for one day. Oh, well done, you've been a good boy.
It's so annoying. It's just, I don't know, I find it incredible that we have another war that's starting up, you know, and you've got people like Boris Johnson, Biden, all these fucking clearly not fit for office people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He went to Ukraine again, didn't he, to show his support and escape from his problems with cost of living crisis.
Yeah, when he goes to Ukraine, can he just not come back? Can he just stay over there?
Wouldn't it be interesting if ballistic missile just came down when he was there?
I wonder.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
No, of course.
But, just the theory.
It's just a random passing thought. We all have them. There's no truth to it whatsoever. Absolutely no truth to it at all.
Oh, true.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, but yeah, no, it's not shocking that that's his reaction to it. Like, I don't care. It's fine. I run a country.
Yeah, and so he is obviously trying to deal with the cost of living crisis and stuff, but it's like nothing is helping at all. I think they've like said that the people are going to get some kind of rebate in October. It's like to help towards the bills and stuff. Like a one-time few £100 is not going to make any difference to struggling families around the world.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me because, like, wasn't it something to do with like the power stuff? They gave people like £100 or £150, and then the £150 went straight towards it anyway. It's fucking pointless. Why bother? Why fucking bother?
Why not reduce them? It's like there's no long-term solution in that.
Why not tell fucking petrol companies to stop selling petrol at extortionate prices for no reason? There is no reason.
I had to fill up again the other day after going to Anglesey. In fact,
I don't envy.
But I end up just saying, right, I'm gonna spend £15 on petrol, not fill the whole tank. So I just put £15 worth in rather than, filling up the tank. But yeah, it's weird, like how different places are charging, because usually like the Shell garages, they're usually. But now I'm seeing varying prices everywhere. It's just as long as it's under £2, people can charge 91, 89, 97.9.
No.
It's just like it seems there's no consistency in it. It feels like they're just going, oh well, as long as you don't go over £2, charge whatever the hell you want.
Well, I think when I was driving around with Nile, we went past a place that was doing it for $1.98.
Yeah, it's the diesel 199.9 here, and I think I paid 187 for petrol.
Fucking outlandish. It's fucking so stupid. Like, I think the thing is, all I can see is in the next 20, 30 years, people are just gonna fucking uprise against every government, every fucking big company that thinks they own whatever. Because people are not going to be able to afford to even live.
Well, in 10 years, this will be cheap for petrol, it feels like.
Yeah.
All the push on electric cars, which aren't actually that eco-friendly anyway. Oh no.
I know. You broke the one cardinal rule. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what do you think the electricity comes from? Well, the electricity is made by wind farms. No, most of the power is still being done by fossil fuels. Most of it. Not all of it, but big chunk of it. Big chungus.
Completely wasting the time with that one.
It feels like that no one knows what the fuck they're doing. They're just making it up as they go along.
They're just biding their time until someone else can actually come up with an answer.
Exactly. It's just so stupid.
It's just terrible, all the kind of weird events that are going on recently with the summer, and like Spain experiencing 47 degrees and India experiencing 50 degrees Celsius, like hottest summers. But yeah, and freak bloody rainstorms and stuff.
I mean, the UK isn't hitting those kinds of numbers, but we're having records broken every single year. We're getting warmer and hotter every year as well. AC units are now more fucking prioritised in this country than they've ever been, which is weird because we have insulation. Insulation in our houses to keep us warm. That's
built for the cold weather, aren't we?
Yeah, and that's becoming fucking pointless now. It's like, how much more has to happen before someone fucking does something or like tries to make an effort? I've
recently only just purchased a fan the first time ever, which is weird. I know. How can people do without fans? At least. But yeah, just keep it a little bit cool. But it's kind of ironic that air conditioning, like the thing that keeps us cool, is warming the planet for everyone else as well.
I know. It's an infinite cycle of just not being able to catch up, basically.
Yeah. So I don't know what the answer is. Hopefully someone will just send up some kind of plasma nuke to neutralize the ozone layer.
I know what the answer is. I just don't think people like the actual truth answer, which is just humans need to fuck off.
Die.
Yeah, humans need to... It's true. We are the only fucking species on this planet that hasn't been fucking managed.
Yeah.
Everything else was in a perfect cycle. Humans went, nah, fuck off.
Yeah, we're evolving.
And it's just... There comes a point, and I say this to a lot of people, and I understand it sounds ridiculous when I say it, right? I'm not that fucking up my own arse that I can't see how stupid this sounds. But it's just... Honestly... we need a Thanos snap. half of the humans need to just disappear or die. Something needs to happen. We are too much of a hindrance on this planet for it to keep growing the way we are. Either that, or laws need to be put in place, and I know it's draconian to do this, and I wouldn't actually want this to happen, but logically speaking, I think, was it China or Japan that limited how many kids you could have?
Yeah.
That needs to happen everywhere. And I know that's awful to say, because some people want to have more kids, but people who have a bunch of kids, just throw them in care anyway. It's like...
People don't necessarily want them, then they just have them.
Tell you what, stop fucking birthing multiple kids, and stop making the population on this planet impossible to manage. You know, it's just not gonna... It's the truth. Like, you watch any kind of documentary with David Attenborough, because everybody loves David Attenborough. Like, he says it in every single one. Humans are a plague. There are too many of us now. It needs to be limited. I'll fucking volunteer. I don't care. Just throw me in a pit. It's fine.
I will.
Yeah, I don't know. There's obviously no real solution to that problem, but it's...
No.
I mean, we have to do
like
something.
People try their best, try and recycle, try and do their bit to be carbon neutral, well, not neutral, but friendly.
Yeah.
But it's not enough at this point. There needs to be drastic measures.
There are some places,
big companies.
and there are some places that still don't do recycling. Like where my, or they do it, but you have to actually opt in for it. So like where my nan lives, no one around there does recycling because it's an opt-in thing. It's not a mandatory thing. So everyone just bins everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, just fucking just force it. I know some people are like, oh, I have to separate things for recycling. Oh, boo-hoo.
Oh, no.
Such a fucking first world problem. Like, it takes 2 minutes, get on with it, you're fine, and you're helping the planet. Like, just...
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's honestly the least you can do.
I've talked to people before, and they're like,
how do you be asked to do that?
Recycling's such a pain in the arse. Really? That's a pain in the arse for you? Bills must be astronomical. That must be like trying to do rocket science then. Jesus. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But there are some people who just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I think that's it. They're just like, well, no, I'm not going to be you in that.
Or maybe they don't even believe it's real.
Yeah, some people are still skeptical, which I can't even with those people. I'm sorry, I can't.
I think there is some element of scaremongering in the news, just to play devil's advocate a little bit. The fact that they're always like, oh, it's the hottest it's been in 50 years. Well, it's been that hot 50 years ago, so
yeah,
what's the
exactly. There's a line. And they try to spin things to make them seem worse than they actually are in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, we are in a very dangerous position with the planet right now, but stupid news headlines that have nothing to do with the actual articles do not help.
Yeah, they'll make something sound so bad when it's actually a normal thing. But yeah, I think just global warming in itself is, at this point, it's just a natural process, and it's going to be getting worse, and people are just going to have to live with it. There
is an end game here, and humans will not be around to see it if this carries on. I think, actually, to be honest, you know when they did the G7 summits and stuff like that, and they were talking, they were like, we are minutes to midnight, or seconds to midnight, blah, 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 all this stuff. I think, to be honest, they know it's too late. It's too much damage has been done to reverse this now. It's just... You know, and I know that sounds bad because then the people are like, well, if it's too late, then what's the point in even trying? Well, the people that will be here after you fuck off.
To make sure it's a bit more habitable for them.
Yeah, exactly. But
so it's worrying, but it's kind of ironic that everyone here on this earth at this moment is not really going to be affected too heavily by it.
I think that the worst... I mean, the Netflix documentary that David Attenborough has was the most interesting thing I've ever seen. because it was like by like 2070 you'd have like fire volcanoes and things like that, or fire tornadoes. Sorry, if stuff like that happens. Fire volcanoes, they're all fire.
Fire tornadoes.
Fire tornadoes. Sharknadoes. Yeah, but like that stuff would start happening in like drier parts of the world. So Africa, things like that, and I think he said by like something like 21, like the next century, it's pretty much game over at that point. And I know a lot of people.
2030, in Scotland, they're gonna have to unbutton their duffel coats.
Yeah. And like for me and you, to be honest, we're probably not going to see anything even close to that. We probably see some weird stuff that'll happen over the next, however many decades. But
we might finally get tornadoes and shit in this country.
Yeah, or we'll start having more flooding. I think that's the biggest thing for the UK, right? It's like because of the sea level, we're going to start losing more parts of the country.
We're going to lose land, yeah.
So that might happen towards the end of our lifetimes, but we're not going to be around to see it. But the new generations, the generations after ours, like Gen Z, because apparently I'm in Gen Z. I think you're in Gen Z as well, just about.
Gen Z.
Gen Z. The next generations. The next generations that come along, they are
millennials.
Yeah, millennials. It's their fault. Blame them. They keep developing better technology.
Like freaking hipsters or something. Millennials.
Goddamn hipsters drinking from their coffee cups.
Man buns.
Get a mug.
Taking pictures of their latte.
Oh, how dare you? But yeah, I don't know. There's no real solution. We're not fucking scientists. We don't know what the solution is. But yeah. Anywho, let's go on to the final thing. Unless you had something else.
No, I think I was going to just segue onto that one.
Segue onto the Roe V Wade, another cheerful topic.
Yeah. I was thinking about while we're on the topic of one-child policy, now they're kind of stopping abortions, stopping women's right to abortion in America.
What is wrong with them?
I haven't read too much into it. I just know it's kind of bad for women worldwide, though, because it's such an impactful.
It's a bad precedent.
Yeah.
Again, neither of us really know everything about it. There's a lot to unpack with it. Yeah. I know that this decision has been going on for about 15 weeks or so, but essentially the Supreme Court, I believe it was, have actually overruled Roe v Wade. So now women, you don't get to choose what you do with your body, including if it's incest and rape.
Mm-hmm.
America, can you be the first continent to just disappear? Like, what? How is that even a thing? That must be against human rights.
I know, yeah.
Like,
they have amendments and morals, you would think.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, the thing is, right, if someone's caught... As well as the fact that it's like, if they had, like, a specific limit, right, so... I think the limit they're trying to set now is like 6 weeks, which some people don't even know if they're pregnant by that point. Because nothing's showing. But like, if it was like, oh, you're like right at the end of your child, like you're 8 months, gone. Yeah. Then that point, I can kind of, I see it more as that abortion.
If you're about ready to burst.
Yeah, then at that point, an abortion is a bit fucking heartless. Like, you have grown this child, this human being in you for 8 months, and now you've gone, I can't be bothered. Like, that's not okay. But
if you're a 14-year-old that's been raped and you're bringing a baby that you don't want.
Oh, it's so. How are these people?
You have no rights to an abortion.
How are these people in charge? How do these people have such high jobs and have such important decisions to make? And these are the people that choose our futures. No, you can't have an abortion even if your father bent you over and made you take it. Like, what?
Wow.
I don't know.
In a time when, we need to start thinking about, the amount of people on this earth and stuff like that. And they still come out with this.
I just don't understand it. Like, I think the biggest reasoning for it is something along the lines of, "Oh, well, you're killing a child. You're killing an actual human." No, you're not. The thing isn't even fucking grown. It is a fucking thing, because it isn't a person yet.
Yeah, I understand past a certain point, but before that, you are completely oblivious to everything. You can't remember being in your mother's womb,
Yeah.
feeling around.
I don't know. It's just, to me, it's just outright fucking wrong. You are taking away. The thing is, right, this isn't taking gender out of the equation. The reason gender is a part of this is because women are the ones that get pregnant. So, that's the only reason. They should have a right to choose if they want to keep a baby or not keep it. And what's the point in forcing someone to have a child that could end up either they don't give it to care, they try to raise this kid, they haven't got the money for it, the support structure, like that kind of stuff. Something awful could happen, Yeah. Like, putting them into care is not much better. Most care systems are not that great. They're all right, they do their purpose, but they're not great. So, and that's overwhelmed as it is. And as we said earlier, as you pointed out, Sean, like, we've talked about this. There's too many people as it is. So, I don't know. It baffles the mind. Because how can something as serious as this, and Texas has already fucking thrown a law out to ban abortions, like literally within minutes of Roe V Wade being overturned, they were like straight fucking on it, and people are like, America's the greatest country in the world. No, you're not.
It's a very political thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
As well?
Neither are the UK. I'm not saying the UK is better. I'm not saying any country is better. All countries suck. All governments suck. They don't work. And this is why. It's a democracy. Really? You voted to ban abortions? Well, no. Then it's not a democracy.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't know. Crazy.
So it's like a very political thing in America as well, like Republican or Democrats, like pro-life or, no life, as it were. Again, with the same as masks and same as other things, it's like a very political statement. It's all very caught up in that as well.
Yeah, and this is what I don't get. As you said, it's either one side or the other. Where's the fucking middle? What happened to sort of seeing it from both sides? What happened? Like, do people just, are they up their own arse that far that they can't see anything but their own colon? Like, what? There was a middle line
made by people that don't have to deal with these problems and stuff.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, there was a middle line, right?
As usual.
I'm not saying someone at 8, like I said, I'm not saying someone at 8 months should get an abortion. I think that is a bit, you're pushing your luck there.
Yeah.
But I think someone who is 6 weeks and they find out they're pregnant and they're scared, they've been raped or something. Yeah, no, they should have the right to have that seed terminated. It's not a person at that point. It isn't a child. Like, it's so stupid, and I just fucking give up. And I think there's something else that's piqued my interest, which we'll go on to just briefly, is like the UK now. Boris is fighting to actually not have to apply to the European Court of Human Rights for things.
Right.
Human rights.
Extension of Brexit kind of thing.
Yeah, he's just like, no, fuck their human rights. We have our own. No, you don't, Boris. Like, but this is the problem. Like, Roe v Wade, leaving an entire system of human rights. These people run countries. How? What the fuck?
Yeah.
They don't care about human rights. They don't care about the poor. They don't care about the small people. How are these people still in charge? How are people not just, like, going up to them and trying to commit murder?
Well, that's just how it's always been. We just have to accept it.
That's just how it's always been. Yeah, well, there's a reason that, the younger generation now are some of the highest and most vocal people towards hating governments and things. And wanting complete resets. Because
but they're also just for everything.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's anger-inducing. I'm passionate about human rights. I'm passionate about people having a choice to do what the fuck they want with their body. And just hearing shit like this just angers me to a point where I'm no longer logical. I'm just angry. Yeah. So yeah, it's frustrating to say the least.
Well, on that, before we get more worked up, I suppose we will move on to a different section, I suppose. Shall we move on to a bit of gaming news?
Let's go on to a bit of gaming news. Let's do it. Bit of gaming stuff.
So there has been a few Summerfest gaming and a few like little gaming announcements and things which have
Yeah.
gone on, which I haven't actually. I did watch a few of them, but I haven't really retained any of the information. So excuse me for that. Did you have a couple written down?
I've got a couple of things that I've played, but I've also got I watched the Xbox and Bethesda showcase, and there was a couple of things that were quite interesting.
Starfield.
Starfield finally got shown off. I'll be honest, that looks garbage.
Doesn't look that great.
People can say what they fucking want. Oh, but I love Bethesda. Yeah, you eat shit off a plate. It's just, I don't know. It's been built up to be this big thing, and I mean, A, Todd Howard, he lies. B, put it next to No Man's Sky. Shockingly similar. Yeah, it's shockingly similar. I'm not saying Starfield will be a bad game, but I'm saying that it's not going to be as good as people are trying to make it out to be, and it's certainly not going to save Bethesda.
It's kind of the same premise which he sold us with No Man's Sky, and then that came out and everyone was so disappointed. But of course, that has made a massive comeback since. So.
I think with Starfield as well, it's just like after Fallout 76, I just don't trust Todd Howard. He's lied about Fallout 3, he lied about Fallout 4, he lied about 76, and now he's probably lying about Starfield. Yeah, it's like, mate, no. Just be honest. Be like, yeah, it's all right. It's good.
I don't know about you, but I noticed a whole trend amongst all these kind of releases of this fact that they're all set in space, isn't it? Callisto Protocol as well. That actually looks quite good.
That's made by the guy who did the Dead Space series, so that's the one game I'm like, all right, yeah, no, I'm interested in that.
Yeah, there's a new Alien game coming out, and there's more space ones which look kind of AA. Yeah, so much space.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say it was a bad show. I've only seen the Xbox and Bethesda one. I think there was like another extended one they did after it. But I only saw that one, and from what I saw, there was a few things that looked pretty good, you know. I mean, you've got stuff like... I mean, to be fair, Redfall looked kind of generic, but it looked fun, you know. The Minecraft Legends thing, I don't know why, it just interested me. Looked kind of fun, kind of something to play just on the side. I think the problem is, I don't know if you'd agree, but none of them look like games I'd want to spend hours and hours and hours in. It's like, oh yeah, I could play that for an hour or two, and that would probably be enough for me. Nothing felt like it hooked.
Nothing
you know?
Stepped out at me and said, wow.
Wow, that makes me want to buy an Xbox. Yeah. But I don't know. I like the way that Microsoft have done their Game Pass, like having it on PC and their consoles, and having the ability at a price that is reasonable, as well as bringing new games out. But I don't know. There's a few things that just, it feels a little bit like they're trying to push their luck a bit too much, especially with something like Starfield that has been hyped for so many years. I just see all I see is Cyberpunk. I just see that happening to it because, well,
it just kind of felt like Starfield is the game that that's the reason they acquired Bethesda. Like, they needed an exclusive, so this is what we get. Destiny meets Fallout meets bloody No Man's Sky mashup. We've seen it all before, but can it, be better than all of them?
That's exactly it, isn't it? It's like, oh, this is we've seen all of this before in different games. We're going to put it into one. It's like, but you're not doing anything new.
The story of our gaming, the current state of gaming is we've seen it all before now.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem. Is a lot of I think that's why the Callisto Protocol. That's probably the only one that I was like, oh yeah, no, hell yeah, I'll be buying that.
Yeah,
playing
it's
that.
Genuinely scary.
Yeah, and it's different as well. It's like, it's a space thing, but it's very similar to Dead Space. I mean, you can put them side by side. You can see they're similar, but I mean, it looks fun. It looks good. It looks exciting, and it looks different. And I think that's the I don't know, the creativity of gaming is starting to just fucking plummet recently.
Every game seems to be open world, repetitive nonsense. But some games do it very well. Some are just all into that, repetitive slog.
Any company out there, go and look at Yakuza. They are semi-open world sections, but there is so much to do in them. I spent 120 hours in Yakuza 0 and had way more fun than the 51 hours I put into Horizon Forbidden West. God, that game is dull. I'm trying to finish it. I'm almost done with the story now. I'm not even doing the side stuff. It's just, oh, we've got this enormous map, but you've got this thing over here, and then the same thing here, and here, and here, and here, and here. The only difference is you're travelling for 20 minutes to get to it. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, I've not played the New Horizon, but I remember from the old one, it's kind of one of those, because it's exclusive and it's slightly above average when it comes to like the storytelling in those kind of games. Like, I don't know, it just kind of, it stays great, but it never goes amazing. And, but yeah, so it just kind of fall into that repetitive slog towards the middle section.
Yeah, Zero Dawn had the same issues, but it was a smaller map, right? So I didn't feel like... Yeah, I didn't feel like I was... Because I think I put 50 hours into the first one, and I'd done everything at that point. I'd 100%ed the game, I played it on the hardest difficulty, I had, unlocked all the trophies for it, like, it was great. But this one I've put 51 hours into, and I think I'm like 70% through everything, and it's like, no. It's too much. You put too much of the same stuff everywhere as well. Fucking change it. Do something different.
I've been playing Miles Morales, and I'm quite enjoying that because it's quite a smaller game than the original Spider-Man, and all the activities feel quite varied. It doesn't feel like you're doing the same thing all the time, and the side missions are quite different. So I'm quite happy to continue. I'm actually enjoying these little side activities. So I was doing them, and they don't feel repetitive, and you can just do it in harmony with the main story rather than going, I can't be asked to. But it helps that it's a very fun game as well.
Insomniac have nailed that format for Spider-Man and just Miles Morales as well. Like, they've done an incredible
And it's like I literally choose not to fast travel anyway because it's just so fun swinging around.
Yeah, exactly. My hope is that they don't do this for too long. Fucking change it up a little bit, Don't just make the map bigger. Change what you're doing. Which is kind of what they did with Miles Morales. You get some variation in that. They could have easily just like copied and pasted the original Spider-Man side activities back where you're looking at things, but they've done it a bit different. You've got to find the caches and stuff, and do the training programs, which are interesting. Some of them are very, very interesting.
Yes, the stealth ones. And a few times. But yeah.
It's fun though. It's slightly different. It's not just the same crap.
And it's not too much as well. It's like manageable.
I think that's the problem.
There's only like 10 collectibles of a certain type and 30 of another, so you're not 300.
I think that's the problem with games now. They seem to think bigger is better. Oh, well, you're getting more for your money. No, I'm not. It's boring. It's dull. It's crap. There's no point. I'm not having fun. It's become a job. So
it's policy of the quantity, definitely.
I'd choose a 10-hour... I'd pay £40 for a 10-hour game that keeps my fucking interest and I can play it multiple times and have fun with it, rather than Horizon. No.
I'd rather, interesting side quest on Spider-Man, help the food bank, rather than go find my flip-flops, young adventurer.
Go find this.
Skyrim or something.
Yeah. Go find this. Bring it back to me. Cheers. This is your reward. Goes to next mission. Go here, find this thing, bring it back to me. Thanks, here's your reward. It's like, do you just not care?
Go find this missing person.
I don't know. I wish games would be more creative again. I missed that creativity. But on that note, so you've been playing Miles Morales. Have you been playing anything else good stuff?
Well, obviously that was part of the new PS Plus expansion that they've done recently.
Yes, that's all come out now.
Introduced the tiers system, so you've got Essential, Extra, and Premium. I did a little bit of dabbling before, so I've got Premium for the next 6 months anyway. Is it worth it at this point? I don't know. Probably say no. It's weird because of the like differences in regions as well. Like America gets different like PS1 classics than we do and stuff like that. But I've never been that one who's been so interested in the legacy games and PS1 classics and stuff. Like I prefer them in my memory. Other than like a 15-minute, oh hey, this is cool. I probably would never play them again. Yeah, I don't know. They've not really done too well on that front with the classics. As far as the extra series of the catalogue of games, it kind of just depends how you've kind of progressed in your gaming career, as it were.
Yeah.
Like if you've played everything up to date, then you probably won't find anything worth on there. But if you kind of lagged behind the curve, a bit like I have with the recent ones, then it's I'd say that's worth it to catch up on lots of things you miss, because playing those themselves easily makes up the monetary value that you've got out of it. But yeah,
I'd agree. I think extras.
After this, I'm still going over to the essential anyway. When my 6 months is up.
Yeah, I think extras probably the best of both worlds, because I think with cloud streaming it's kind of meh. And to be fair, they've dropped how many PS3 games are on there now by a fucking huge amount.
Yeah.
So I would say just go extra, especially if you're only managing to get your hands on a PS5 now, but you've got no like PS5 games, you've got a few PS4 games, but not like a huge library. Extra's perfect for you, because you'll get like Demon Souls, the Spider-Man games, God of War, all these amazing games. Just
Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, it's full of really good games if you've only just got a PS5. Otherwise, I'll be honest, I'm probably never going to get it. I'll just stick to Essential. It works for me. I don't need any. I've got enough fucking games. And to be fair,
just like circumstantial of where you're at.
yeah, exactly. And I think as well with the classics, it's like there's barely any, and they're all the PAL versions.
Yeah.
Sony, what are you doing?
Apparently, they released a statement that they're going to release the other versions.
NTSC, which is like you should have done that anyway. Why?
It's like well done for covering your back on the day of release.
Fucking idiots. Like the thing is that they did put the NTSC versions into the Asia. I think it was the Asian market and in America. It was just Europe.
So not only do you get it last, we get a shit version of it.
Exactly.
Thanks.
It's like, I mean, I'll probably just stick to playing them on emulators for now at least. It's as well as the PS3 stuff. It's like I'd love to play PS3 stuff on my PS5. Would love to. There's a huge catalogue of games on there I'd love to play. Resistance, Killzone, Infamous, like all these other games.
And even on there.
Yeah, some of them they've taken off.
Resistance was an absolute classic. I'd absolutely play that again.
Yeah, and it's all cloud streaming. Why can I not download them still? What is wrong with you, Sony? Come on!
Yeah.
I don't know. It's infuriating when a company just clearly does not care about their audience. They're just like, oh, well, this is the bare minimum. They'll pay for it, But this is why it wasn't a Game Pass competitor. It wasn't meant to be. They need to still make money, as well as with Microsoft they can just bleed money. It doesn't really hurt them. But with Sony they do have to be slightly more careful because they are smaller. They have a lot of money, but they can't afford to bleed a shit ton of money for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
it'd be interesting to see how, as time goes on, what they actually add to it, and if it's just going to stay like this, like expanded version of the PS Plus collection, really. Until they take a few games off and put one on. It's probably going to be a bit.
I think the classics is going to be. I think over time, over maybe a year or two, if that classics collection builds up to like a fairly huge amount, I think then they might have a little bit more of a reason to charge the amount they're charging.
Yeah, they're not really going to take any classics away, are they? They're just going to keep adding to them.
Yeah, hopefully.
There'd be no point in taking them away because you can't play them any other way.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, anyway. And I'd like to see Sony put their first-party stuff on there. Like, there's no reason for them to take them off. They own the licenses to them. So just put them on there. Like, you've got Killzone 3, but no Killzone 1 or 2. You've got Resistance 3, but no Resistance 1 and 2.
Yeah. When Resistance 1 was the best.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I only know of Resistance because my cousin had a PS3, so I played it with him.
Great games. Co-op as well. Couch co-op.
Oh, I miss couch co-op.
Played it so many times with my sister.
Yeah. I mean, I actually did check something as well, because obviously with this new system they put in place, you can actually have it on PC. So you can stream the games onto PC or download the PS4 versions and stuff. Here's the thing. You have to play with a PS4 controller. You can't play any PS5 games. You can't play any of the PS Plus classics. And you're stuck with cloud streaming for pretty much every title bar 1 or 2. Why bother? like, why bother?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sony, man, you got to catch up. You're lagging behind.
Yeah. So I suppose we'll just see how it goes as the months go on, because obviously the big games will be rotating around. I think some of the first party big ones stay there for like the Uncharted. Mind you, they've not even got a PS5 version, so some of them will stay on. Yeah. But some of them will be rotating. I've not seen Guardians of the Galaxy staying on there for ages.
Yeah, that's probably not going to stay there for long.
And I'm excited for Stray next month. That's going to be really good.
See, that's the only reason that I'm like, oh, I should. But then I may as well just buy Stray. If it's the only game that I'm interested in, just purchase it. You know, when I can afford to.
Yeah, it's a kitty.
I know, that does actually look like a fantastic game. I am very excited for that.
That one, I can't believe it was just like, yes, this will be part of the package. Yeah. This is the incentive for you.
I mean, if they can get more indie games,
playing that alone is worth it.
Yeah, I mean, if they can get more indie games with them, absolutely, they might have a better chance of building that catalog. But you know, it's just not. It's not a competitor. It just isn't.
The thing is, when I've played every single one that I want to play, I'm not going to get any value out of it anymore. So maybe I'll just like wait a year after the next one, then subscribe for a month, play as many as I want. Then that's it. Be a way of doing it.
Feels like a thing you hop in and hop out of, basically, if you're that essential.
It's more worth it to do that than just constantly have it going.
100
quid a year this day and age.
That's so much. It's expensive, man. But
worth it for the amount of entertainment, some might say, I suppose.
Especially if you're only getting it like monthly. You're not paying for like an entire year. You're getting it when it's updated and stuff. Not fair.
Any gaming?
So any gaming that you have been playing though, apart from Miles, because obviously you're enjoying that. Oh wait, I'm sensing Fortnite.
You read my mind. I've been playing that a little bit as well. I say a little bit. I'm level 80 in the season pass. Help me. Please help me.
This is why I just don't play anymore. Bit out of Fortnite, man. So
I think we talked about it last time with the new season and stuff. It's still Fortnite. It's got Darth Vader in there now. They still managed to get that little hook in to everyone, and they've got more Naruto skins out now. Released a second batch of them.
That's the only reason I want to go back on there now, is that. God damn it.
I'm like, oh, which one are you going to get, Robin? All of them. Okay.
To be fair, that would have been my reaction.
And then it's be like, who are these?
I don't know. Fortnite, I lost my love for Fortnite after the last season. I don't know, it's just, I couldn't keep up with the repetitiveness of it anymore. And it was like, I wanted to take a break. So I did get the pass for this season, but I don't see me finishing it.
It's a little bit hard to get your XP this season, but we'll jump on at some point.
I'll still be playing it with you and Robin occasionally, but I just don't think it's not a main one for me anymore.
Competition is fierce.
Competition's fierce, is it? I can't wait to have a look at that.
Life is a competition.
It's gonna be a good one.
We don't just play for fun, but I got more wins than you. Anyway, no salt.
No salt. I mean, it's a fun game to play with mates, I think, and I think that's where my kind of passion for it lies, is playing it with friends.
Definitely.
But
and I just want Darth Vader.
No, fair. That's fair. I do want Indiana Jones, so I might try and grind him out when he comes out. But
you grind him out, boy.
Grind. But anything else that you've been ploughing through?
No, I can't think of anything else that I've been playing. Maybe something will come to me. But please, if you have a list.
I don't have a huge list. I've been playing a bit of VR stuff. So I got.
I've seen you on like Job Simulator. I think,
well, Vic has very much enjoyed Job Simulator. She fucking finished them all. She's enjoyed that. Rick and Morty, that's been a fun one to play. It was nice to actually, because I binge watched all of Rick and Morty from start to finish again, and then
got that skin on Fortnite. That's the guy from Fortnite, right?
Haven't got that one, sadly. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was fun. Synth riders, a lot of music ones that I've been playing, like a lot of rhythm ones. It's a good workout.
But yeah, get all sweaty.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, stuff like Beat Saber.
It's not hard enough in your room.
Right. But I've been playing stuff like, Until Dawn Rush of Blood. I've almost finished that now. I've got a tiny bit. So, I mean, it's fun. It's enjoyable. Using the Move controllers and stuff is cool. I will say this much, and it's a common complaint you'll see anywhere that you look at the PlayStation VR. The tracking is garbage.
You have to keep resetting it, don't you?
It's fucking awful. Like you move even slightly to your left, one of your hands will disappear.
One of your hands, your wrist is broken.
Yeah, it's not great. The tracking's not great. So hopefully with the next one it'll be better. But I mean, it's not something I guess that a lot of people are going to have. I think it's more like an enthusiastic interest in it. But
sometimes it's like playing with a lazy eye. One's gaming that way, one's
yeah. Sometimes, admittedly. I think probably because I decided after getting the PlayStation VR and like trying it out and stuff, I wanted to see what the other ones were. And I think Quest is like the one that's wireless. Like that's the closest you're going to get to like the best experience. But the price can no.
Yeah.
PlayStation is definitely budget one, but for budget it works. It does what you need to do. I can even play it in my room now, which is nice because I made room. So
yeah.
But it's still like you have to be careful. I've nearly broken my hand multiple times.
Yeah, you have to be careful not to be sued by people on VR chat.
I don't use VR chat on Rec Room. Like, fuck that. I'm just not even. Plus, I don't think VR chat isn't a thing. I don't think on PlayStation you have to have that on Steam.
I wish it was. That might be an incentive for it.
Yeah, you have to have that on Steam.
Not for any funny business, just because it's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always found VR interesting, and I'd like to try like the Vive and stuff like that for Steam, but it's just the price, man. It's just some of it is so goddamn expensive. Like I think the new VR coming out for Steam is like $1,000.
Yeah.
It's like, fam, no, I can't afford that. I mean, I get it. It's technology and stuff like that, but it's crazy. When it becomes more affordable, I think that's why the PlayStation VR did so well, because it was so cheap and it wasn't the best experience, but it's decent enough, And obviously with the next one coming out, now early next year, I'll definitely keep my eye on it. If the price isn't too ridiculous.
Yeah, for me, it's always still in the territory of gimmicky.
Yeah.
For now,
absolutely, yeah. I think the next PlayStation
that you don't
VR,
need, but it's fun to have.
Yeah, I think the next PlayStation VR, VR2, PS VR 2, will probably be a lot more kind of trying to push it into the mainstream and streamline it, because it's better quality and not just a ball on a stick, essentially.
It won't be PS5 version people will be sought after. It'll be PS5 VR version that they can sell you again.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens with it anyway. But yeah, a lot of fun. It's enjoyable for what it is.
Gone will be the days of free upgrades then.
Yeah, literally. We will not be living in a cyberpunk world.
No.
But yeah.
Any other gaming things?
I've been slowly going through Resident Evil 8 with Vic in our spare time as well. I am still playing it on stream, but that's when I go back to streaming next month. But yeah, no, that's been fun. It's interesting. I've started replaying through Resident Evil 2, the remake, because they had a PS5 version that came out. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, they did that.
Yeah, it's pretty stable. I think the best one out of them all is Resi 7. That consistently hits frame rates no problem, whereas with 2 and 3 it's a bit stuttery at times.
2, 3, and 7 they did the remastered. Well, not remasters, but PS5 versions of them.
Yeah. Pretty much all of them work across the board, but it's like 2 and 3 kind of hit 100 frames instead of 120 in the high frame rates. But that's a nitpick. That's very nitpicky. So it works. It's cool. It's nice to have smoother frame rates.
Yeah. Free upgrades.
Yeah, they're free as well, so you can't really grumble too much.
Yeah, not for plus versions.
No.
That's a little grumble.
True.
Little grumble from me. Can't be asked buying them. So
yeah. I mean, to be fair, it should be a free upgrade.
I think it's 60 frames already. The PS4 version of Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
Still playing through that. It's still too chicken shit to complete that. Even though I think I pretty much passed the scariest part.
To be fair, that one isn't too bad. It's not too scary.
Yeah. I'm like out of the house now, so that's probably the worst part of it.
Kind of.
Until you get to the mother.
Yeah.
Which I'm not looking forward to. Because you can bet your bottom dollar that I've already watched someone else play it. Shit myself then, so I'm going to shit myself.
Fair point. But yeah. Any...
Shall we move on to films or...
Films. Films.
Yeah.
It's cool.
TV.
What have you
I say
watching?
films. No fucking films on there. Well, I've started the Book of Boba Fett, finally.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying it so far. Keep forgetting the name of the main actor guy, but he's obviously very infamous in Star Wars because he voices all the clones, what have you. But yeah, it's a super good series, very much in the vein of Mandalorian. The only distracting thing about it is his bloody teeth. He must have had his teeth done or something before he shot this, but no one's had the heart to tell him that they're too white. I don't know if you've ever seen Ryland's teeth, or they're super perfect. It reminds me of a food reviewer or something I watch on YouTube sometimes. He's like an old bloke, but he's got the most perfect teeth ever. It's like no, you hit yellow in Star Wars. They have that good dental treatment.
Yeah,
but you're hiding your eyes because they're so shiny.
They're blinding.
So that takes me out of it a little bit, and some of the facial expressions he pulls are quite funny. But yeah, you were talking about cyberpunk kind of things, and there's a few scenes in that which remind me of cyberpunk, where people kind of modify themselves with droid tech, and it's quite cool. And it's all about the kind of crime bounty syndicate replacing Jabba and all this. So it's very interesting. I'm more in line with the original trilogy kind of expansion things, because you can obviously see him crawl out of the Sarlacc pit and you're like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not a spoiler because the fact that there's a series means that he does survive that. And you get all the flashbacks and what have you. So it's nice to learn more about it, because I originally wasn't that bothered about Boba Fett. I was like, meh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do enjoy watching it. And I'm looking forward to starting on Obi-Wan, which everyone's talking about.
Yeah, everyone's talking about that, and that's kind of put me off wanting to watch it. I'm like, I do want to watch it, but it's
yeah, I know it'd be really good, but because everyone's finding it so popular, I'm too cool to watch it right now. I'll watch it in 6 months when it's not cool anymore, and then I'll really enjoy it and wish I watched it when it was.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, I get you.
My thinking around every single series, the Stranger Things as well.
Yeah, Stranger Things is one I still to this day have not watched, even season 1.
Love it, but because of all the hype around it, it just dulls it a bit.
Yeah, I think that's why.
It is really good.
I do want to watch it now though, because obviously Robert Englund's in season 4, so I'm like, I need to see it.
I know, you have to watch it now.
I have to. It's my favourite actor.
Would have enjoyed it anyway, but
yeah. I mean, I remember watching season 1 when it first came out. I remember watching half of it, and I really enjoyed it. But it was just, don't know why, I just didn't finish it. So
I think season 1 for me, every other season, is always a bit touch and go. But when it gets to season 2 and you actually get really properly into it,
yeah,
then it kind of becomes a binge worthy, then, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's always that pickup point that it starts.
Yeah. I can't think of a season 1 of any series which I really kind of got into straight away.
Lost.
Even Lost, as season 1, I was still kind of
yeah, it is a bit sort of hit and miss, isn't it? In the first series, Lost.
It's quite slower and setting the scene, but you see why they do that, because in the end it makes you care more about everything.
Ending.
God, I miss Lost now.
Yeah, Lost.
Nothing else like it.
No.
Nothing. But yeah, Book of Boba Fett. Literally, that's all I can think of.
Oh, fair dues.
There's bound to be more, but please go ahead with some of yours.
Yeah, so I watched Death in the Nile. Watched it with a couple of friends.
Yeah. The Nile, not Nile.
Yeah, Nile, not Nile.
Death of Nile.
Nile's quite alright. He's just But really good. I enjoyed it. A lot of people said it was like super predictable, and I guess to an extent it is. If you kind of follow that rabbit hole of like, oh well, that's a bit obvious. But to be fair, from start to finish, I didn't know who the villain was going to be. I don't know. It was great. Good film. I do recommend it. I think it's on Disney.
There's always some like backseat Cluedo inspectors that come to the phone. Oh, I knew that. No, you didn't. Fuck off.
So I knew that. Oh, just shut up and watch the film and enjoy it.
Just get back to Poirot, you boring bastard.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, great film. Enjoyed it. Rewatched the first 2 Mummy films as well with Brendan Fraser. My childhood. Yeah. We don't talk about Tom Cruise's version because that was crap, but
yeah,
I enjoyed rewatch it. It was very nostalgic. I don't normally get it that often anymore when I watch something and go, oh, I remember watching this as a kid. But yeah, genuinely with those 2 films, that was.
Was it the first Mummy or the Mummy Returns, where there's the guy with all the scarab beetles that goes in that gave me nightmares for like.
There's scenes in both of them, but I think the one you might be talking about is Mummy Returns. I think.
Yeah. Oh, that gave me nightmares for like literally forever. That one.
It's fucking terrifying. And when he's sucking the soul out of them in the second one in the train, where you actually get to see all the skin disappear, it's like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, it's amazing that they were kind of classed as kids films or just action adventure.
I think it was like PG.
Yeah,
PG
they're kind of like that fantasy style films, but it's so scary for kids. At that time, anyway. Probably nowadays they're like, nah, give me some hardcore shit.
Yeah.
But
no, I enjoy them. I love the films. I'll always go back and rewatch them.
But yeah, great films.
And Brendan Fraser, my childhood.
I
love that man. Watched. What else did I watch? Watched one called The Possession of Hannah Grace. Good horror film. It's one of those ones that's based in like a morgue, but it's like a high-tech morgue and stuff. So
yeah,
it's a good one. I think I mentioned it on the podcast before. Actually, I might have.
Maybe.
I watched the Ricky Gervais special.
Not the Welsh one, is it?
No, it's not the Welsh one. No. It's
The Possession of Hannah Castle.
that thing is. Oh, we don't know. But no, I watched.
Nan's house.
My nan's house. I watched Ricky Gervais' special that he brought out on Netflix. Really funny, really good. Anyone that just finds it offensive, snowflake, grow up. It's comedy. You don't have to like it. Watched Run Fat Boy Run, a Simon Pegg film, old one.
Yeah, I've seen that a while ago.
Yeah. Do you want to film my spatula? It's just, I don't know. It's just a fun film from start to finish. It's a good film. Good horror film that I watched, which was actually recorded on Sky, was Malignant. So it's kind of about this girl who was born with a twin, basically, and they call it a parasitic twin. So it's like the head was there, it had tiny arms, rib cage on her back.
Oh, right.
And they cut it off and sort of pushed the rest of the other head skull into there and close her head up and stuff. But the idea is that twin is sort of back in some way, shape, or form and killing people. It's actually really good. I enjoyed it. Full of action, and there's a few moments where you're like, okay, that throwing a chair like that's not how that works, but sure. I can accept it.
Yes.
Paranormal
forces are at work. So.
Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, it's a really, really well done and well made film, so I would recommend it to people. Also watched Love, Death and Robots Series 3 because I adore that series, that anthology. That was really good. I recommend watching it. There's an interesting...
Apparently my sister watches it and she loves it. She said the latest season wasn't as good as the previous one.
Yeah, it was slow. It's definitely not as good as... Probably, for me, I'd say there's 1 and 2 are like 10s, and then this one's probably like a 7 or an 8. But there is one particular one that I found really interesting, which was like this deaf soldier that's gets screamed at. Like there's this... They don't really explain what she is, but she kind of screams and it enchants all of these soldiers to go crazy and whatever. But obviously because he's deaf. That one's really interesting. I do recommend it, but yeah, I agree with your sister. It's definitely not as good as the first 2 series is.
Okay.
Darren Brown. I watched his special called Miracle. I watched a lot during that week off.
I'm kind of sick of Darren Brown at this point. I don't know why.
I like Darren Brown, but this one felt... it's very, very preachy. And although it is fascinating what he does and what he manages to do during the show, as you know, it is very interesting what he does in the psychological aspect of it and stuff. This one is very preachy, and it did put me off massively halfway through. Despite the fact that I was interested in what he was doing, it was hard to ignore the, oh, God and Jesus, and it was like, no, like, please. But yeah, that's an interesting one to maybe check out. It's a shame, really, because he's a very talented man.
The one I can remember is he kind of like controls one guy to make him believe he's something at a business event. Oh god, going back a few years now, I can't remember what it exactly is, but he kind of mind controls someone or something.
Yeah.
It was to like commit a murder or something.
There's the specials that he did. There's the push and
the push. That was it, I think.
The gunshot. There's like a sacrifice one as well that he did, which was trying to get basically a Trump supporter to die for an immigrant that was illegal, which he did successfully. Those two were actually really good. The push is really interesting.
It is interesting to see how far, like how you can manipulate someone, how far it can go.
Yeah, it's those two are definitely fascinating, but this miracle one, it's way too preachy. Despite how interesting, like no.
Yeah.
Went back and watched Mrs. Brown's Boys the movie.
Oh god, yeah, I've seen that.
That was in 2014. I was like, yeah.
Oh, mammy.
Oh, mammy. How the feck are you talking about? It's fun. Yeah. It's fun, but it's Mrs. Brown. It's nothing special.
Oh yeah, I didn't really rate the movie at all compared to the older series.
Yeah, the series is
they were just classics, and then the movie comes along, the movie, and does what every movie does. Yeah. Fucking ruins the source material. But I don't think it ruined it, but you know,
it definitely
didn't really work in movie form. I don't think.
No, it's definitely better as a show compared to a film. Yeah. I watched all the Jackasses again, including the new one, Forever, the fourth one. Blast from the past, lots of penis.
Yeah,
that's from what I'd remembered.
And I thought Dirty Sanchez was the raunchy one.
Oh yeah, Dirty Sanchez. Yeah. But yeah, Jackass Forever, the fourth one, obviously the newest installment. Despite all the stuff going on around behind the scenes with Bam Margera and stuff, it was very good. It was nice to kind of see them all together again and sort of getting the gang back together for one more kind of.
This will be the last one, isn't it?
Yeah, one more hurrah.
Can't act like a prat forever.
Yeah, and it was nice to kind of see like some new people in there as well. So like they had younger people, yeah,
to take the mantle. It's like, you know, the remake, the prequel.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. It was fun for what it was. You know, it's nothing special. It's nothing you write home about. It's just a bunch of 40-year-old men hurting themselves for fun.
Yeah, so, and if you go in that with like a review head on, then you're literally watching the wrong film.
Yeah,
it is for people who enjoy watching stuff like that.
I think it's more a nostalgia trip for the people that watched Jackass when they were kids.
Did you say you're rewatching a little bit of Benidorm?
Yeah, I've been rewatching to Benidorm. I'm at season 7 now. So I showed Vic it. And no, she's addicted. She's watched it all already.
So, yeah, it is funny.
It is addicting.
Do I have something to bite on? I've injected a bit of Botox, not sewing your bloody leg off. It's so good. Kenneth is definitely the strong point holding it from season 7 onwards, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely...
Because the Garveys just leave at some point. Because that's where me and Robin are up to.
Yeah, I think that was like season 8. They just leave. They just stop being in the show or something.
Yeah, they just kind of left out the blue, and then they kind of just in a series of one episode they went from staying to going to Las Vegas.
Yeah,
and then a new family kind of takes over for a bit. But yeah, the classics who are there from the beginning are all still so good, and Kenneth who joined in season 4.
Yeah,
it's just so good.
Him and Liam together are such a good pair.
Yeah. They killed they didn't kill a pensioner. The pensioner died in the cell.
Yeah, and just put him outside.
Pass me a mirror. I'm not sure she's bothered how what she looks like. Not for what she looks like, you daft brat. Want to check her breathing. But yeah, so many one-liners from.
Yeah, it's very good. It's a good binge-watching show to have. You know, especially when you don't know what to watch, just chuck Benidorm on.
I know. Yeah, it's a great distraction from life. That one.
It definitely is. Not many left now. So I also watched the Netflix series Web of Make Believe, which was actually really good, really interesting. About different things going on. So like criminal underworld stuff, along with kind of mostly internet sort of space stuff. It's good. I recommend it. I enjoyed it for what it was. Watched What We Do in the Shadows Series 3. Great series, fun time. Just if you enjoy it, go watch it.
Yeah.
And then the last thing, which is a film called Runaway Bride, which is what Vic showed me, and it's actually surprisingly good film. It's an older film, classic, but it's good, fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I still do that.
If she doesn't stop in the next few minutes, I'll go and give her a good bloody pat on the back.
Yeah,
she's all right.
Yeah.
Any other TV and film things? I can't think of anything else.
I'm completely out on that.
Right. Well, shall we move on to interesting things?
Interesting things. Yes. Have you got any?
Of which I'm sure we have plenty. Not particularly. But, Lola, could you do that outside?
Oh no,
Lola. I just wanted to talk a bit about the kind of German thing. How it's kind of one of the reasons I was interested in doing it was because I like the way it feels on my tongue, and I like the kind of etymology behind it, and like some words. It's quite interesting to me. Like, for example, actor in German is Schauspieler.
Schauspieler.
Which is literally, if you try and break it down, Schau, see, spielen, play. So like they play a part which you see, which is quite interesting in terms of like etymology. I don't know why it's interesting, it just is.
If you enjoy it.
But yeah, I enjoy it very much, and I enjoy seeing these things like that. Which Schauspielen was literally something I learned today on Little App. I was like, yay. But yeah, any interesting stories regarding language? And obviously Welsh is an interesting one.
Welsh is an interesting one. I'm Welsh and I don't know a fucking word.
Yeah.
No, I think the only language I've really truly been interested in learning was Latin, and I learned a little bit. I learned a little bit back in the day. But yeah, not a huge amount. I would like to get into relearning Latin, to be honest, because I was actually getting somewhere at one point, but
yeah,
I don't know. I just
lots of words are formed from like Latin, and it would be an interesting one to learn with the kind of history of English.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, English is just an amalgamation of pretty much every fucking language you can imagine. Because
you've got like Old English, and then New English, and then English and we know it today, and Latin before all that. And it's interesting. I think I took like English language in college, and they had like loads of words written out and how they've changed over time, and you can see where they come from and the roots and stuff.
Yeah,
it is very interesting for like people into that kind of thing. So,
definitely, yeah.
I mean, German itself is very close to English, part of like the same family of languages. So
it's definitely interesting.
Yeah. Mein Vater ist groß.
Mein Vater.
That's my dad is tall.
My God, he's been doing something with his life. I'm not doing shit.
Ich kochen die Wurst. I cook the sausage.
You cut the sausage. It's like the most random lines, but they're so good. Fair play.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not easy to learn another language, so I mean, the fact that you've picked up on so much, it appears quite quickly.
Honestly, get the app. It's like a game, but you're actually learning something at the same time. It's quite addictive as well, because it's like fucking leaderboards, and you can do it with your friends as well.
If the app would like some notoriety on here, you can always chat with us in our DMs.
Yeah. I'll plug it some more.
Plug the app.
Yeah, in fact, download it. Don't ever spend anything on it, but download it.
You can download
Mind you, that itself probably gives them exposure. Damn it.
Dang it. Yeah.
Dang it.
No, I mean, that's fascinating. I've always been interested in trying to learn another language. I've just never been good at it. I think part of it is that the attention that you have to put into it, I'm just not good with that.
Yeah, as you get older, it gets harder and harder to learn languages.
And
when you're a kid, it's like a sponge.
I already have an attention problem. Like, I can't focus on something for too long without getting bored and fucking walking away. But yeah, no, I would love to try. So I might give this app a try, see if it helps.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I get 5 free points if I send it to someone. So, my old flatmate Benla, she learned she could speak 5 languages like that. It's like completely baffled me how they do it, but they just teach them from like such a young age. She was like Finnish originally, still is Finnish, but she
was Finnish
learned,
originally.
Swedish.
She changed.
She knew like Swedish, German, French, I think, and Finnish and English. But it's just like amazing to me, and it's opened up so many opportunities for her.
Yeah.
Like stuff that you would normally not even be considered by. Oh, you speak a different.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. I've always wanted to learn another language and then go to that country and be able to speak to people with the language.
It's great. You see all those videos of like people who don't look native speaking that language, and they're talking about them behind the back and like, oh, excuse me.
It's my favorite. My favorite one is this guy who basically moved to Japan, lives in Japan, and he can speak like old Japanese as well, like the really like original. So when he's around people that speak the original and they just don't expect it because he's a young white lad, he just starts fluently speaking to them. They're like, "Fam, you what?" What? Yeah. And he's got like free shit out of it because people are like, no, take it for free. Don't worry about paying. And it's like, that's more respect than most people give coming here.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. I'd love to be able to sit down and put my attention into something like that.
Yeah. Well, you know what to do.
Yes. Practice.
Make it fun.
Make it fun. And use the app, which we're not.
Yeah, because I felt like I learned more in this than the teacher. Because although the teacher I had during GCSE was good. Like it felt like she expected you to know more than you should know, and you can with this you can go at your own pace and you can redo things and like keep it simple for a while, because in reality you're doing like complex stuff, but you're only really retaining the simple stuff.
Yeah.
So the more you do, the more you'll learn. Grow.
Repetitive. It's like
Yeah,
repetitiveness.
it is repetitive, and it's like you speak it, you read it, you type it, you press it on a thing.
Yeah.
It's really quite clever how they do. I can see why it's the number one thing.
Yeah. I'll have to have a look at that after the podcast and get some lunch.
Yeah.
Try and learn some.
I have to sort my bloody dog out.
Oh, bless. But yeah, I think that's it for now then.
Yeah.
Well, that was an impressive podcast. Thank you again, Sean, for joining and doing the podcast.
That's good to do this podcast.
I have missed it.
Craving one.
Yeah, I still have yet to edit the Hayes podcast. I'm going to get that done at the same time that I get this one done, so I get them both done. This one will come out first, hopefully the week after you see this, guys. The next podcast will be with Hayes. So, yeah.
Oh, I look forward to that one.
That was like over a month ago. So some of it might be outdated. I apologise. So, but yeah. Thank you.
Good to get some fresh meat.
Yeah, fresh meat. Thank you for everyone who watched. It's been a pleasure as always, and thank you, Sean, for joining me. And
thank you, James, for hosting the podcast. I suppose.
Fan. I have a good.
He's the host.
Oh,
he's the hostess with the mostess.
I love it. But yeah, so thank you to everyone. We'll catch you in the next one in 2 weeks' time. Bye-bye.
Yes, wish my dog luck.
Oh yeah, wish love for the dog. Hearts for the dog.
I think she's finally stopped now, so she's okay. She's all good.
Thank goodness. Alright, okay. That's a good note to end it on. The dog is okay.
Yeah. Now don't start dying again in the next 5 seconds.
Don't fucking start that again, alright? Yeah. Thank you.
Alright.
They say you're only young.